and I saw the passenger be ejected from the passenger window onto the road.
M50.
Shut your mouth.
Was it? Did
Oh,
it?
hold on.
No way.
If we go for an E92 BMW, I think the saloon looks cooler.
You've gone mad.
Hello and welcome back to the Car Throttle Podcast, where Ethan, Jack and I read out your emails, act as your automotive agony uncles, and discuss unpopular opinions. This week, we're joined again by CT's resident South African sandal-wearing mechanic, Gareth Potter.
Morning.
Morning. And as ever, we will read out your stories, answer your questions, and reveal unpopular opinions. But before we dive on, what have you guys been...
Dive on?
Dive on?
What are we diving on?
I thought we were going to dive on each other.
Crack on, guys.
Okay. Dive in? Should we dive in?
Let's dive in.
Before we dive in, what have you guys been up to? And before we actually do dive on / dive in, we're upstairs in Mike Brewer's unit. For anyone who's watching on YouTube, this actually used to be an old conservatory shop. There's a big sign in front of me saying a selection of Hurst door panels. I don't know what Hurst door panels are. I'm not really interested. So for the change of scenery, that's why, because downstairs is full of cars. Mike's unit has been taken advantage of quite a lot, including me, my girlfriend's TT in there. But that's beside the point. Anyway, let's dive on to Gareth. What have you been up to?
Well, this weekend I went on a track day, Castle Combe. It was awesome, actually. A lot of rain at first, dried out a treat. Went around a corner with too much flair and less skill, and almost got high-sided by the bike.
And when you say track day, you mean motorbike track day, which means that
track
Jack
day.
and Ethan, they've already switched off.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, they're already
I
playing
I could see your eyes glazing up.
I'm gone. Much
Two
leave.
wheels, what's that? Anyway, awesome day. It was an open pit lane, so you can just sort of chuck your bike on whenever you want, really, and smash around. That scared the bejesus out of me. It's pretty freaking terrifying.
But that's not where the story ends, is it? Because you did the track day and you nearly came off, and then you were riding home and you did come off?
I thought we weren't going to talk about that because my parents are watching it.
It's all right. Just don't tell them about the podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I suppose if you're pushing this out of me. So it was a really successful day at Castle Combe.
You didn't actually want to tell me about this, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't want to tell anyone about this. It was a little bit embarrassing.
But you did do a me, though. So
Yeah, well, I did pretty much what you did, but with maybe more expensive stuff.
yes.
Yes, and not a free bike. My bike.
Yeah, no, my bike is free.
So
Yes.
yeah, successful day at Castle Combe, smashed it about, didn't fall off. Then on the way home, literally just outside of my house, the two riders coming in hot flagged me to go. I did like a proper learner driver, like, panic, I gotta go, dropped the clutch, and the bike just spat me into a curb and then spat me off. My airbag jacket went off. And if anyone's got one of those, like a proper race airbag jacket, they're about 250 pounds to recharge. And it has to be sent back to Italy. So I'm not too happy about that. Anyway, I spooned the bike over, got a wee bit scratched. Not too bad, actually. I think it was just mainly my pride that was dented. And no one even stopped. I mean, they must have seen me just
They must have just
muddle this
laughed.
curb and it'd just be like, beep, beep.
I bet you look really good in front of them.
Oh, yeah. It was only one woman who stopped and she was like, are you okay? I'm like, I like this, obviously, because the airbag. I'm like, what?
She was like, got it.
Because when I came off, my airbag also deployed, and this was like a 4 mile an hour off, wasn't it?
Was that why you came to rescue me?
That's when I came to rescue
Didn't
you.
your airbag go off when you were on the floor?
No, I don't know, because I'm tethered to my bike with my airbag, and you've got gyroscopes and stuff.
Yeah,
You've got a very clever
proper
airbag,
spin.
which is because you like nice things, don't you? You like
I
spending a
love
lot.
spending money
Yeah,
on useless crap.
So the airbag that I have, I was gifted it, would cost around £600. Yours considerably more,
Yeah, a lot more.
like 800.
Let's not talk about it.
Nine-
It makes me
900?
feel better.
Anyway, it could save your life. Long and short of it is, I came off, airbag jacket went off, right? I've got a canister, a little CO2 canister, which I can replace at home. I don't need to send it to Italy, but you do.
I do, because apparently it has to be revalidated and tested and. But I mean, the highlight of the weekend was completely, I just Marquez that high side and I was like, I'm just going to ride this out.
Yeah, but then you went home and crashed.
Anyway,
Anyway,
we don't talk about that.
Ethan, what have you been up to? It's a big one for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I moved house.
Did you?
Yeah.
How did that go?
It went well. I had a van.
Oh,
I hired a van.
What van? What van are we talking?
I had a Peugeot Boxer.
Really?
So, yeah.
Are we talking like high top, long wheelbase here?
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
It's about as big as you can get on a UK license.
Very good.
It's like standard license. And you should have seen me behind that wheel.
Yeah. Were you
Terrified. I mean, I was driving it.
So did you lift all the heavy stuff?
Yeah.
Did you get a proper pump on?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I did.
I
all
mean, yeah,
everything.
you are looking
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as.
Right?
I mean, I've got a lot of visceral fat.
For anyone listening, Gareth just stroked his own breasts. while saying that, so.
That's what that rubbing noise was.
So how many van loads did it take to actually move house?
It was actually just the one van load.
Really?
Yeah, and a couple of car loads. So we did,
Bloody
we
hell.
did quite well. Yeah.
Fair play.
Down near the seaside, so it's nice.
So you're all moved in and
All
you've
moved
actually
in.
got a house now with a garage.
Got a garage, yeah, got some space.
And what you did with the garage? Put a car in it. I'm working on it. of
No,
course.
actually, no, I had plans for the cinema room.
Waste.
Oh.
I think I'm just going to go full workshop with it.
Are you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Bloody
Yeah, yeah.
hell. Is this
So-
like an Ethan on wood?
Exactly.
New
yeah,
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Ethan Gotwood.
Yeah.
Just the handyman.
Nah,
No?
I don't know if that's really
don't
going to
know.
happen. We've seen what you like on cars.
No, I'm good.
Handy and man, probably not.
Just mad.
Did I not service the car by myself?
Well, you did half a job. You missed 4 spark
That
plugs.
was your fault.
All right. Fair enough. Okay, so Ethan, you've moved house. Congratulations.
Thank
you were
you.
in that flat for far too long.
Yeah.
And your cat now has proper freedom.
Yeah, you can go wherever he wants now.
But does your cat come back, or is it like this is a new area? I need to just piss up everything.
No,
do cats do that?
Yeah, he actually musked when we moved in the first day. Which is
you?
basically
Were you like?
gassed everywhere.
Did he? What,
Yeah.
in the house?
On the ground floor, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does
What
it
a
smell
lad.
like?
Like
Cat piss?
bit like grim.
That's rough.
Yeah.
This
How
is
do
still
you
a car
stop it?
podcast, guys.
Oh yeah. Not about cat piss.
Did you
Never
teach him
owned
a
a
lesson
cat.
and like musk over his musk? Or musk on
No,
him?
you can't do that. That's
I
wrong.
actually did that to Gareth's dog.
Can you
you pissed
rub
on
him
it?
in his musk?
I accidentally pissed on Gareth's dog. You remember
Yes,
we
you
were going
did.
for a walk and there was a tree that needed watering. So I decided to do it. And I said, ha, wouldn't it be funny if Nibble, Gareth's dog, ran through and I pissed on it? And then because I said Nibble actually ran towards me, ran through my piss.
and this was right after almost blinding my dog by throwing a ball at its face and hitting it in the eye.
What, me?
Yeah.
Ah,
Don't you remember? She was like,
this is still a car podcast.
God, we've really gone off piece there.
Yeah. No animals were harmed in the. Actually, no, I did hit her in the face by accident.
by
Yeah.
accident.
Okay. Jack, can we move on from this? Jack, what about you? What did you get up to?
Just more house hunting. Nothing to do with cars. So maybe we should just breeze over that.
Because you've been on holiday.
Yes, so yeah, I had a little day off. Figured I would while
Ridiculous.
Ethan wanted to move and then had a day off and was going to lumber me with loads of editing. So I thought, I'll get in there and I'll have the day off as well. And then just screw us both over.
So Alex had to edit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, no one wants that, really.
Oh, come on. You're just setting me up for future. How's the house hunt going?
It's going okay. Nothing that we've fallen in love with yet, but the search continues.
Oh, there's 2 of you.
Yeah, me
I
and my
thought-
girlfriend.
I thought you were single Pringle.
No.
As for me, I've been up to quite a lot recently.
Up to no good.
Up to loads of good. All right. The first thing that I want to mention, right, is that I've hit 200,000 followers on Instagram. Bit of a milestone for me, so I'm quite happy about that. Thank you.
I'm not even going to applause that.
Why? Because you just knew it was going to happen.
Well, it's probably going to, but you're not.
What?
Do you not talk? Do you not?
Oh,
talk
does that mean
about
you're
that?
verified now?
Well, no, just because you hit 200 big ones doesn't mean you get verified.
Well, I would have thought with those sort of numbers, someone should be
I mean, yeah, I'm
verified.
putting in big numbers for Instagram. I'm
Does
still
this-
not verified.
Just validate you as a good human.
What, being verified?
No, having 200,000.
No, it's just a nice big number, isn't it? Like I could quit Instagram now, which I might do if you don't verify me. Right? You might lose
Sure
out.
they really care.
But did you celebrate like a teenager? You know those hashtag influencers with like balloons behind you with like 200K and
No,
wearing like a skimpy little skirt.
Someone
or
actually
something weird.
said on a comment to my little celebration, it's like, how are you celebrating? And at that time, I needed a poo. So I said, I'm going to go for a poo. So that's how I celebrated.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Then posted it.
but just the poo.
So I did that. Also, I received quite probably the best artwork of Phil that I've ever received. And for anyone on YouTube, I'm going to go grab it now. Bear with me. Someone play some lift music.
The girlfriend in Panama's
Wow, it is amazing.
Here it is.
Do you want to help you hold that?
Do you want to place it on the heater behind us?
There it is. So yeah, I received this amazing piece of artwork from a guy called Dan. You can follow him at DJJ_art on Instagram. And yeah, Dan just messaged me, said, I want to do some cool artwork for you. And this
really
took him between 25 and 30 hours. And it is amazing. The thing I love about it is it's proper tactile. You can like touch it. It's been painted on wood as well. So I can pretty much hang it. I can drill it, do whatever. I think it's really cool. And if you're listening to this, then you can have a look at it on my own Instagram, at AutoAlex, and don't forget to give Dan a bit of a like as well.
He's very talented.
He is very talented. He's very cool. So yeah, go check him out. He's 19. He's just breaking into the art world. So yeah.
It's also nice that you can't see the whole of Phil as well. You don't want to see too much.
Yeah, and you're not in it.
Yeah.
Or is that the bit you have to pay for to get your whole car?
Right. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got up to. There's also one thing I don't know if I do mention or if I don't mention. You know the Mustang videos that we've been doing. Yeah, you remember those? So the last
fun
Mustang
bits.
video. What?
They were fun videos.
They were really, really good fun videos that we did with Maguire's. Anyway, the last video, Living with a Mustang in the UK, has done very well. And we also said at the end of the video that we were going to be selling the car on eBay. I'm always really hesitant about putting cars that we own on eBay because it's never worked that well. However, I got loads of bids. The bidding went up to £7,100. And the top bidder actually messaged me, a lady called Nicola, and said, "Hi, Alex. I've actually no interest in the car. It's too old for me. I don't want an automatic. Rah, rah, rah. I live in London. So what I want to do is donate the money and you get to keep the car."
What?
Really?
This is
That's
news.
mad.
This is news. This is news because I didn't want to jinx it.
Oh, okay.
So the auction has run. Nicola has won the car for £7,100. She told me the money would be in my account for me to then give to the Just Giving page. Remember, this is for Kim's cancer treatment. And the money has not arrived.
Oh.
So I've messaged her. I've messaged her again. She said, literally about half an hour ago, I've messaged her again. And she said, yeah, it's with my accountant. The money should be in your account today. So I am very skeptical. I haven't told anyone this because obviously it's for a cause that needs, you know, as much money as it can get. And it's quite upsetting that some people, if this doesn't work out, if Nicola pays, then I take every word back. But if this doesn't turn out to be true, that some people, for whatever reason, bid on things, especially fundraisers like this, and don't see it through. I don't know what goes through people's heads. So please, to Nicola and to anyone else who's thinking about bidding high for charity and then not seeing it through, please don't do it because it's a massive waste of time. It gets people's hopes up. And remember, this is literally life and death. So yeah, it's really, really upsetting.
Well, we had the same thing with the RX-8, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Adnan, our former boss, his cousin died of brain cancer. And we wanted to get as much money as possible. The bidding went absolutely mental. I think it was like £12,000 or £13,000. And again, people just backed out, absolutely backed out. And then we ended up selling the car for like $3,000 or $4,000, which obviously went to charity. But yeah, just don't waste your time doing that. You know, just try and fill your life with positive things and don't try and make other people's lives more difficult because this is really, really irritating and it's a horrible thing to do. And now I'm just trying to chase you, Nicola, to pay the money. Again, if this actually turns out to be true and the money's in my account, I take every word back. I'm sorry for being cynical, but at the moment, I think I have every reason to be a little bit dubious.
Because it's happened to us before as well. So
It's happened to us before. And also to Robert, the husband of Kim as well. He messaged me saying, what you guys are doing is amazing. I've messaged Robert and I've said, look, I don't believe that this is 100% true, but we will do everything we can to raise as much money as we can, even if it means selling the Mustang for £4,000 or £5,000, whatever. 100% will still go to the charity. So yeah, that's something I didn't really want to mention, but I kind of feel compelled to mention because it is very important. And a lot of you guys are probably also wondering what's happened with that £7,100. So a little bit of an update. Let us move it on to a question from the audience with Ethan's mail. Somebody called Chris submitted him a question, and Ethan's mail's gonna read it out.
God, they don't get old, do they?
Are they getting better? Are they getting worse?
I think they're getting definitely worse.
People have been complaining though that actually
There's not enough singing.
there were 2 complaints. Okay, one's going to upset you, one's upset me. First complaint is there's not enough singing, not enough jingles. So I'm bringing it back. The other complaint was apparently in one of the podcasts we didn't mention your crash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the crash where you got hit by.
Let's not mention it.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to about that.
Let's just say, okay, you've got your song and Royal Mail lorry crash. We've mentioned it twice.
Yeah.
We can now move in.
We're back on an
Move
even
in.
keel now.
Back on an even keel. Right, Ethan, can you please take us away?
Chris is asking, afternoon guys, just having a little catch up on your podcast and loving it. I'm joining a ship for 3 months shortly, and I know I'll be downloading and listening when I can. To my question now, and I just wondered, what are some of the strange quirks you've had in previous cars? I was known among my friends for having quirky cars in my youth, among which was a Mark II.
Why are you pronouncing it? It's a mung. It's not a mong.
It's not a mong.
I was
A mung. Like, how
I was
do you
known
pronounce
as
a mung?
among.
And
What do you
English
say?
is my second
Among.
language.
You say among?
Among.
English is my second language as well.
I
What
was
are you
known.
doing?
Well, you say Toyota then.
Toyota. Toyota.
Toyota.
Toyota.
Toyota?
No, you're
Toyota.
saying it right now. You know what.
Toyota. What's Toyota.
Toyota.
Will we catch him off guard?
Yeah, but
with
you
it?
wow London. You're Toyota.
Can we please just carry on with it?
Right, I'll
Just
restart.
Say
this.
it right.
All right, sorry. I was known among my friends for having quirky cars in my youth, among which was a Mark II Golf GTI that cut out every time it went over a speed bump. My favourite quirk was my Rover 200, however. These cars had issues with the wiring loom, and mine went mental, meaning that the windscreen heater button made the central locking go crazy, and full beams occasionally set off the rear windscreen wiper. The main problem, however, was that you couldn't lock or unlock the car unless the boot was open. Doing so would cause a central locking fuse to blow, which also affected the immobiliser. So to get in and out of the car, I had to open the boot first, and to lock it, I had to go around the back and open the boot before locking the car. So my question to you is, what kind of quirks have you lived with? Keep up the good work, Chris.
I'm so confused with how he actually locked and unlocked that car.
That's like those old computer games where you would have to do a sequence of things in order to get more money.
Yeah.
It's like locking and unlocking, and does the car magically turn into another car?
computer games.
Yeah, it's a tap, 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 and the little
Abacus.
Yes.
Abacus, yeah.
Yeah, that was my computer.
Electronic chess.
Actually, no, Garrett's older than me. Why am I putting myself down?
Are you?
Yeah.
by a few months.
Actually, you'll find that you would have been in the year above me.
Yeah, but
Boys, pack it in.
Anyway.
All right, I'm going to get started on this. Quirks on cars that I found. So my old E36 M3, that car in the picture that's now being covered by another picture of Phil, because I hated that car so much. So the quirk on that was that every second weekend it would shit itself, meaning that every other weekend we would have to be fixing it.
That was a god awful car. That was the worst investment vehicle you've ever made.
Yeah, I lost money on that.
That was hideous.
Poor decision. But yeah, its quirk was just completely me over every other weekend. So, I don't really want to dive too much into it, except it was just a pile of shit.
It gave you something to do, though.
Yeah, actually, we made a whole series on that, didn't
Yeah,
we?
like 10 episodes.
10 episode series on that. Yeah.
It's a long one.
Yeah, and the rust was all sorted out, and then I sold it, and then I was happy. Another car. So you may or may not know that we have a Volvo V70 with the 5-pot turbo. Very, very good engine. We've got a video of that coming out in
This Friday.
4 days. This Friday. So yeah, look out for that. Anyway, the brake booster on that is buggered, meaning that it plays a really high pitched noise every time you depress the brake pedal and then let off the brake pedal. It does that.
Literally
Yeah,
that.
literally does that. So like with your brake pedal, you can play a little tune. So if you do the little, and then you lift off like that. So that's really annoying, and it just means that the brakes are a little bit buggered, which isn't probably the best thing when you're doing top speed runs, which we did.
We didn't have a parachute either, did we?
We did well.
Or we could just open the doors.
We should have done that, yeah. But yeah, that's a bit of a quirk that I've never come across. And then finally, this is my favorite actually. I used to own an old Ford Escort, and you can actually control the heating dials by kicking a lever with your left foot underneath the dashboard. So I could really like mess with people in my in the passenger seat. I'd be like, "Did you see that move?" And they'd be like, "What?" And then I'd just kick it like with my left foot, and it would go like right and left, and it would literally freak people out.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a cool quirk. So yeah, that's my ones. How about you, Ethan?
Well, I've not owned many cars, so I've not come across many quirks. Although I had Miles, our high mileage hero, for a few months, and similar to Chris, that has some interesting locking mechanisms. So you need 2 keys. One key does the boot and the ignition,
Yep.
and the other key does some doors.
Excellent.
But that's not it, because you unlock one door, like the front door, and the back left door might lock or unlock, and then you'll put that down, and then you'll lock the other passenger door, and then another one might pop up. So it's like, what's that, whack-a-mole? keep all the locks down at once. So that's quite interesting. It's got some freaky electronics, that car.
Yeah. And they can't actually be fixed, can they? Because Adam from Volts Technics had a look and he was like, I don't know what's going on here, guys. I can't fix this.
And all the doors are full of wood holding the windows up.
Yeah, they were full of wood, weren't they? Yeah.
It's got some issues, that car.
It really does, yeah, but it's still glorious. Actually, speaking of Miles, we might be selling Miles at some point soon. So if you guys are interested, then hit us up in the DMs, either Ethan, Gareth.
No, not me.
Not you, me or Jack. Just give us an offer, all right?
Yeah. Or
We will take
I
it.
want nothing to do with that.
or if you want us to do one last hurrah with it before we sell it.
Another one. Run it over with a tank.
I was just about to suggest we run it over. something
Cannot
heavy.
do that to
Yeah, no,
Miles.
people loved it when we did run over
To
a car with it.
Miles?
Why not?
What about Supercat down Devon Way? They got some big like military vehicles.
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's do
You'll
that.
blow it up.
Yeah, let's blow it up.
Oh.
We won't blow it up. We won't blow it up. Jack, what about you?
Well, I have that E36 where the alarm goes off for no reason. There's no pattern to it when you're driving, when it's stopped.
Well, when you break into a car, the alarm usually does go off.
Yeah, that'll be it. Or like when it's locked, unlocked, it doesn't seem to make
Yeah,
any
we had a
sense.
Z4 that did exactly the same
Oh,
thing.
really?
Yeah,
How did you solve it?
We
Solved
solved
it.
it.
Okay, well, I should probably make an ad for that then. But the Audi has an issue where it will go into limp mode randomly, and I just usually stop and turn the key or turn it back on again.
So you,
When you're doing 90.
you pull over. At
Pull
the side
over,
of the
yeah,
road.
definitely. I'm definitely not doing 70 down the straight of a motorway, but when I do that, I always pull over and just snap it off and snap it on again.
Right.
Yeah,
Safety first. They
Safety
call you
first,
Safety Jack,
yeah,
don't
yeah,
they?
they do, yeah.
But if you do that, you would do it on your private motorway in Mexico.
Of course, yeah.
And does it work on your private motorway in Mexico?
Yeah, that works every time.
Very good.
You do a lot of flying, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got so much money
and just specifically to drive that car.
to Mexico.
Like, oh my goodness, I can't wait.
But it's so dangerous when it goes into limp mode though, because it's just gutless. It has
Yeah.
absolutely nothing to it, and no, it's like really dangerous. And sometimes it will happen when you're trying to overtake someone on a dual carriageway or something, just dead. Like,
Have you
my
ever
God.
tried running it through a code reader? You know, just
I could do that, couldn't I? It doesn't happen that often though. So it's one of those things where I'll just leave it. It's got 500,000 miles on it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to give it loads of attention.
So quirks for cars. Gareth, what have you got?
Well, I had a Peugeot 306 that I chucked a different engine into, and the throttle position sensor wasn't actually a throttle position sensor. It was the idle stepper motor. I got that wrong, but what it did, it used to just randomly cut out. So I got it to a point where it was idling and then unplugged it, so it would idle fine. But every time you came to a junction of the motorway, or every time you're slowing down, you had to heel toe everything, or it would just randomly score. Yeah, it was really, really dangerous.
Wow.
And then you would have to like figure out how to hover your foot over the brake while accelerating, and then clip it into neutral, whatever it was, in order to come to a stop at a junction. You'd have to then move your foot off, and then hold the throttle open, and then slowly let it loose, and then it would settle, and you'd be like, oh sweet, it's idling, and then you could zoom along on your little way. Yeah, super sketchy.
But
car.
at least no one would ever be able to nick your car.
No, they wouldn't get very far.
Yeah. Regarding the mechanics, Ethan, what would solve that?
What was some of that? Yeah, because you don't want to be heel and towing. It's be terrible for your
That's a bad
shoes.
dance move.
Yeah.
You don't want to do
So
that.
I
in a
mean,
car.
yeah, just talk
Well,
me through the
I would
process.
just not change the engine. If the mistake
Yeah,
was
but
there
look,
before.
the engine has been changed. Like, how would you fix that? Like, how would you go about fixing?
throttle position sensor.
No, it's the idle control valve.
Close it up.
Oh yeah, that would
Yeah.
do it. Yeah,
Cool.
I didn't think of that.
Oh, wow.
Well, what I could have done is just got a new valve, but I was at uni and that would dig into my drinking money, so I just didn't bother.
Yeah.
And I was pretty cool. Everywhere was like, whoom, rev matching. So I was
I bet it was good practice though.
It was, but you did look like a tit when you were at the lights going, and then cuts out. You're like, I let off too fast. And my favorite quirk was I had an E46 330 Ci. Beautiful car.
Very
Absolutely
rusty.
Awesome. Wee bit rusty. However, on a frosty, rusty morning, the central locking would just not work. And then the windows refused to work on the blipper as well. So the only way that I could get into the car in order to go to work was through the boot. So this copped me out a few times where I was suited and booted.
Oh, man.
And crawling into the boot, trying to unlock the car in order to get to work.
Right then, let's now move on to our first car story. And this is from, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Meri from Turkey. It's quite an interesting one. Hello guys, I was never big with podcasts, but absolutely love your podcast, so I decided to share my story with you. My family and I were driving from the neighbouring city airport to home at 2 p.m, and after an exhausting set of flights. Being a novice but keen driver at the time, I asked my dad if I could drive home in our newish automatic Opel Mokka X with cruise control. We were about 25 kilometers from home on the motorway doing 130 kilometers an hour when I spotted 3 faint silhouettes on a motorway bridge. First I thought, oh, they're drunk and car spotting, but as we went under the bridge, there was a huge bang that resonated throughout the whole car. Trying to work out what it was, I remembered a recent headline at the time about a driver in Seattle being killed after some teenagers threw a rock off a motorway bridge, hitting him square in the face and killing him instantly. A set of cracks on the windshield agreed with my initial thought, and I kept driving and stopped at the police checkpoint, which is where I saw the damaged A-pillar and damaged windscreen. And we've actually got a picture of this that you can see on YouTube. 2 days later, we were told the culprits couldn't be found, and the police also told my parents that my decision to continue driving was the right one because throwing rocks is often a plot to rob people on the motorway. They shatter windshields and force people to stop on the hard shoulder, which is where men rob you at gunpoint. This happened 3 years ago, and to this day, I always check the bridge when I drive under it in case people are waiting to pounce. Anyway, take care of yourselves and keep up the good work. Merit from Turkey.
Holy.
Have you heard about stuff like that going on?
No, I've never heard that.
I've actually heard about stuff like that going on, and I'm always very, very wary going under bridges, especially when people are on top, because if they literally chuck a penny or anything bigger, they can kill you. It's something I've been aware of since driving. I don't know why. Maybe my mum told me or warned me of it.
I've heard about kids chucking bricks off bridges just for fun, but I've never heard of, and I come from South Africa, I've not heard of people dropping stuff into cars in order to...
That's a real shitty move, isn't it?
Yeah. I've heard kids with air rifles as well, like around my sort of area, that shooting windscreens and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I just didn't realise I had to be this wary, like genuinely. Like,
Oh yeah, there's loads of stuff that can go bad.
Yeah.
Like just general driving, like throwing stuff at you. Yeah, it happens every day. And 9 times out of 10 the cops won't get you because they're on a bridge, safe escape.
Yeah. Oh, my word.
Savage. Yeah.
Scumbags.
So to everyone who actually drives, do pay attention when you are driving under a bridge and there is someone on the bridge. Because like I said, I'm always very wary. If I see someone above me, I will always change lanes just in case. You never know. So yeah, likewise, be a little bit more vigilant, okay? Because shit can go down.
That's good advice.
there's a lot to take in. I mean, stuff's coming at you from that plane, and you also got to be looking up at a bridge.
Yeah.
It's too
It's
much.
a whole nother dimension now. We've got to
Too
worry
much.
about.
It's too much.
Anyway, glad that you and your family are safe, and for everyone else, pay attention. Now, let's move it on to car advice. And Gareth, you're going to read this, and this is submitted by Gordon. Do we have a car advice jingle in our bank?
Nope.
Okay.
It's car advice, it's car advice, it's car advice. Don't listen to it because it's bound to go wrong.
Wow, I didn't know you could hit those high notes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's
No.
really, really impressive.
Didn't know you were an alto.
I'm here all week. An auto.
A Suzuki Alto.
Exactly, yeah.
Thank you. Right, take it away, Gareth.
Okay, I'll just sing the whole of the thing, right? Hi, guys. Loving the podcast so far. Just writing in for a bit of advice. I bought a 1990s classic Mini. Oh, Christ. As a bit of a drivable project last year, and I've fallen in love with classic car ownership as opposed to my modern Seat Ibiza. Please, that won't break down. I'm thinking of selling the Ibiza and buying a classic or retro car that I can use as a daily. It has to be more reliable than the Mini. I'm working on a budget of around $4,000. Has to be decent on insurance because I'm 20 with 3 points.
We need to stop. Some is,
What are you doing?
our set is falling apart, isn't it?
The extension cord's just,
Shat itself.
yeah, the table's given birth to it. Am I helping,
Do you
Ethan?
want some more tape?
Sorry, everyone.
And you
listening
said you
to
were
this.
a pro.
Well, the extension lead that Ethan delicately taped to the underside of a table has fallen off, which is why he's now on the floor.
There's so much tension in this cable. Why are you trying to pull it?
enough duct tape.
How does this come across on Spotify and Apple Podcasts? Let us know if you want to see more behind the scenes stuff. Because the more of this stuff that we can actually include, the less stuff we have to edit and cut. Which
Actually,
is
the
good.
more of this, the less stuff we have to say. So Ethan
This is my favourite part of the podcast so far.
Right, are we all right?
Yeah. So, yeah.
taking up my leg.
Oh, Gareth, just carry on. Go back.
It's a hot mess under the
I've
table.
lost where I am.
Just
in
go
this.
back a bit.
Okay, I'm reversing.
Right,
Okay,
he said,
so
"I'll
he's
be
20.
working." Yeah.
No, he's 20.
Yeah, all right.
And he's got 3 points on his license already at 20.
That's good effort.
Oh, that's impressive.
So he's got $4,000, he's 20, he's got 3 points in his license.
Yeah, right, done. Okay, so he was looking at a Volvo 940 Saloon, but I'm starting to think of any good options. What do you guys think? Well, I think I researched this a little bit, and the cars that I would maybe get if I was in your situation would be potentially a Porsche Boxster. I mean, those come in relatively cheap, 2.7 litre, flat six. It's going to sound awesome. Probably won't go very fast.
Do you reckon it'd be all right, 20 with 3 points though, getting insured on that?
That would be a bit much, but you'd look cool.
Yeah, true. It's a
Yeah,
cool car.
yeah. Or a Saab
Ooh.
900 Turbo.
That's a better shout, I'm thinking.
Yeah, which I saw in Car and Classic, and there's one for about 3.5k.
You've actually done your research.
Oh,
You
yeah,
weren't lying.
yeah. It took hold of 4 minutes, but
Oh, bloody hell,
I
fair
actually,
play.
yeah. So I think I'm with you there. I would prefer the Saab.
Yeah.
How many of those do you see on the road?
Not many. I can't remember the last time I saw one. $3,500 for a Saab 900 Turbo.
I think it was pretty dogging.
Oh, okay. But still,
But I
that's,
mean-
that's a project as well.
Yeah, he's buying a project, 3.5k. He's got £500 to spend on a new turbo.
Yeah. Get a max speeding rod turbo for that.
Oh yeah, exactly. But yeah, reliable car.
That's a great shout. That's
Yeah.
a really good shout. Yeah, very cool, very retro. I would. I mean, it probably sounds like he wants a little bit more space than a Porsche Boxster. So how about getting something like I've got one, an E34, 525 or a 520. You can pick them up from upwards of around 1,500 quid. Insurance on those probably going to be quite good because of classic insurance.
I really wanted to go down the Beamer line, but I'm just such a fanboy. I just thought I have to make a change, and now you've brought us back.
I know, I'm going to bring it back. But no, like those, especially if you get an M50 2.5 straight six, they are bulletproof. Mine's got 175,000 on the clock, and it's super reliable. Just look out for rust, look out for the obvious kind of BMW issues. But yeah, I think, for now, Saab and E34, great shout. Jack?
This has caught me off guard, so I'm trying to think of something.
All right, let's move on to Ethan.
Well, I was always going to suggest the 525, but you've taken it, so I'll let you have it.
Oh, sorry, what engine code is that again?
That's the 3.5.
Yeah, that'll
what?
do.
Oh.
That'll do.
No?
What, the engine code? 3.5?
No.
No,
Oh.
the engine. Sorry, I was after the engine code.
The engine code.
Yeah.
That is the
Come on, wreck your brain.
M50.
Shut your mouth.
No
did
way.
it?
Hold on.
No way.
Did you just mouth it to him, Jack?
Are you
I
kidding
didn't.
me?
I honestly didn't.
Are you kidding me?
Look how he's surprised. He's more surprised than we are.
You did say it,
I
so
did
all
say
you
it.
needed to do was remember it.
Do you know my mate Ben listens to this podcast,
You what? You have friends outside of this circle.
and he thinks that whenever I say something good, you get a little bit aroused by me.
Well, yeah, I've started
Right, I'm
bleeding
off.
over. Fair play, yeah.
Smashed it.
Okay, so you're also going with the E34 M50.
Or maybe like, I don't know how much these cost. A Porsche 944.
Do you know what? I was going to suggest that, but I think they're a little bit more than that now.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, you probably could get one for 4K, but I think it'd be a bit ropey now.
Do you know what
Yeah,
I saw on the
project
motorway
car.
yesterday was you'll like this, a 968 Club Sport. Bright yellow
Bright yellow.
Club Sport. Yeah, they are super, super rare. I don't know how expensive they are.
Hey, how much are Renault, the Williams Clio going?
What, the old
Yeah,
Clio
the
Williams?
old boxy style one.
I don't know.
The
That's
blue-
probably a good
the
shout.
one
They're
they-
probably upwards of $5,000, I reckon.
I reckon that's also a pretty good shout.
Yeah.
I mean, they're quite cool.
That's more in line with a classic mini sort of thing as well, isn't
True,
it?
yeah.
Whereas,
If he's looking at a 940 saloon, he wants a little bit of space, doesn't he?
yeah.
Isn't that quite small and clear?
Yes, very small.
It's not mini small, but yeah, small. Yeah.
Right, Jack, you've had enough thinking time. Oh.
An E30 touring. F- it.
You know, they cost upwards of for a good one, upwards
Yeah,
of
they
$5,000.
proper dough.
Do you reckon?
We're such
Yeah, they
fanboys.
do.
Jesus.
They're way more expensive than the E34, which is why I bought the E34.
Ah, okay. I see.
because I couldn't afford an E30.
It's been a while since I've looked, so.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we've all come to the Saab 900 turbo option. I'm
good
glad you've
shout.
agreed.
Yeah, be different. Get a Saab 900 or look into a Saab 900 Turbo. That is a great shout.
Yeah, don't be a fanboy.
Yeah, and also the key for those is to
Oh,
your
yeah.
side,
That's
isn't it?
cool.
Yeah, it's not
That's
on the
true.
steering wheel. It's down by your
down
side.
there.
You have to
By the
have it,
handbrake.
Yeah,
don't you have to have it in gear as well to remove the key? Is that safety?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of
something
Dad
like
had a Saab 9.5. I think that's got some sort of quirk to it.
Yeah.
But I remember that if you have a whole big chunky bit of keys, it just sort of wears away all the plastics
really?
around there.
Oh,
and it
that's
looks
no good.
proper dogging after a few
Yeah,
years.
because at least with normal keys, they just hang, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Shake about.
Okay, let us now move it on to the second car story submitted by Noah, and it says in white ink for Jack to do a jingle.
Nah,
You're the only one who hasn't done a jingle here.
I really don't want to do a jingle.
Just do a low one, like
Yeah.
Can you do a rap?
Oh, I can't do a rap. I might make a wrap to eat.
Oh, I'm quite
Like a chicken wrap?
Yes, please.
Yes, cool. Right, I've distracted you from the drink. Following on from Jack's story recently, and as someone who has lived in and around the countryside my whole life, we often hear stories about people who lay in the road and then rob you as you get out to help. My mum had recently moved from the city into the country to live with my dad. I was about 4 at the time, and as we were on our way home from the cinema, my mum stopped to help someone who'd been laying in the middle of the road. She didn't get out of the car as she didn't want to leave me alone, but as she stopped, she noticed someone coming out from the hedges. Now, the car we were in was a Defender, great choice. So we didn't have the best off-the-line speed, and as the men started coming towards us, they suddenly turned around and ran. A few seconds later, a police car arrived and told us that someone had reported the suspicious man in the road. Who knows what would have happened if the police had been a minute later, but we got away with it. And to anyone listening, please be cautious if you come across a scene like this and doesn't feel right. Anyway, thanks for keeping us entertained during this period.
I'm so nervous. I got to watch for people on bridges.
Yeah.
I got to watch for people lying on the floor.
I know.
Watch for police cars.
It's too much. Why are you watching for police cars?
I'll go for protection.
For driving too slow.
You always got to watch for police cars because you've broken the speed limit.
God, it's so scary.
That's
yeah.
crazy, isn't it? Yeah, and this isn't an isolated incident. I've seen it in TV. It happened to your mum.
Yeah.
It happened to this guy's mum as well.
What would happen legal wise
If you ran him over.
if you were distracted
That's a good-
slightly and you
yeah.
smushed them?
Sorry, officer. I was on my mobile phone, but I was about to be robbed. So, plus minus nothing.
This guy had just been hit by a car.
Someone actually in need of help.
It's like the boy who cried wolf actually got eaten by a wolf.
Yeah, that'll teach you.
I guess you have to drive past, ring emergency services, say there's someone, and then ideally a policeman and an ambulance turn up.
Yeah. And the long and short of this story is, if, like he says, if something doesn't feel right, or if the scene just looks a bit too bizarre, or like too, in inverted, good to be true, like this Mustang thing that's happening at the moment, then be very, very cautious, because if there's a car stopped and there's a man behind the car, why is he there? It makes no sense.
But also, if someone's lying in the road, I think maybe the best thing to do would be to phone the police. I mean, unless you're a qualified medic, what are you going to do? You'd be like, oh, are you okay? So just, maybe lock your doors, because it could be real. And then you just phone the police and say such and such is.
Yeah.
And then you can watch them sort of stand up and look at their mates and then skedaddle.
And then you run them down.
Don't run people down.
No, we're not condoning squishing people.
Yeah. Again, be very careful. Bridges and people in the road, no good.
Dogs, cats, livestock.
Foxes, just keep
No, God, no. Just plow on.
Right, let's now move it on to Unpopular Opinion with Ethan Smale. Unpopular Opinion, because someone doesn't like it, but other people might like it. Oh yeah, Unpopular Opinion with Ethan Smale. And this is submitted by Alex and not me.
Oh.
It wasn't me, it was another Alex. There are more than one in the world.
No.
It annoys me as much as it annoys you.
I was going to say, you wouldn't think it with the way you go on.
Very good, Jack, very good.
Alex's unpopular opinion is estate versions of cars look better than the saloon version. Discuss.
Agree. Yeah. Rory behind the camera also nodding his head. It's not the only thing that's shaking on your body. I 100% agree. I think saloons are probably the ugliest of all the car shapes. Like you got 4 doors, but you got a small boot. It's like, why not just go the whole hog? Like, did you run out of money? You couldn't afford it. What about you, Jack?
I think it depends on the car.
Cool.
It does.
Your answer.
All right. What about let's go with like a 90s Audi A4 saloon versus Audi A4.
Avant looks way better.
Estate touring
Avant.
Avant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shooting brake.
How about like a Subaru Impreza? They do a wagon version of.
Oh, wagon.
Way
You
better.
you choose
Always
wagon?
wagon.
Oh, really?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Would you not?
No, I wouldn't. I'll choose the loan.
Really?
Yeah.
I chose a loan.
Now, as much as I like the whole, we're talking about Colin McRae era sort of thing. Aren't
Yeah.
we? Yeah. Nah. I do like them because of the whole rally pedigree, but the estate, there's something
Really?
awesome about it. Yeah.
weird.
It's a good looking car.
What about you, Ethan?
Oh, estates are better all day long.
Thank you very much.
That's enough said on the matter.
Shut it down.
Case closed. How about, all right, going to be a little bit more controversial here. Coupe versus saloon.
What's
This is an offline debate that we've been knocking on about for years.
the difference?
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Get out.
2-door versus 4-door.
Which one's got 4 doors?
Oh my God.
A saloon.
Saloon.
Yeah.
This is
Or
painful.
coupe. I don't know.
Apologies
Which
to
one
everyone
sounds like it has
watching
2
and
doors?
listening.
I like Hyundai Coupe. That's got 2 doors.
Very good.
That's
Well,
a good way to
Actually,
remember it.
no, that's got 3 doors. That's technically a hatchback.
But for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Why? What does it matter? It's just they're all cars. It's just car. Have you got a long one or a shorter one?
Get out. Get out. Get out. All right. Okay. My case in point for saloon versus coupe is I prefer the look of the, what is it, F10? F10 BMW.
M5, F10 M5.
Yeah. No.
M3
series. M3 versus M4. And I prefer the look of the saloon.
Is it just with that car though, or all cars?
I think also, like, if we go for an E92 BMW, I think the saloon looks cooler.
You've gone
What?
mad.
I think so.
Oh no!
Really?
You're looking at the wrong thing. Are you sure you've looked at the right car?
Yeah, well,
you're saying the E90 series, so the E90 versus E92.
Yeah.
Being E92 being the coupe.
Yeah.
No, I that actually makes me feel a little bit sick in my
Coupe
stomach.
wins every time.
Even for the new M3, M4 pairing.
Every time.
Yeah.
I mean, you bought an M4, so you probably already agree.
The M4 is, well, I bought the M4 because it looks a damn sight better than the M3. And why do you need?
It's because you couldn't afford the M3, because the M3 is a better car.
Oh, that's all I have to say. It just ruins the lines of the car. I don't have children. so I don't need to bosh anything.
Hey, your
in the back.
fiance is going to put an end to that very soon.
God.
I just think, right, a high-powered saloon just looks so cool.
Okay, I'm with you there with the M5. So the F10.
Well, you can't
series
get
of
an M5
exactly
coupe.
I couldn't imagine that car with.
It's because
As
BMW
a
were like,
coupe.
coupes are too shit. We're not going to do it.
I think the more grotesque car, the bigger it is, you can't then put a whopping great big door. I mean, you've seen the Evoque with 2 doors.
Yeah.
It looks like something. I don't know. It's just not very nice.
I would stop there because you actually work
Yeah,
for
you're not allowed
Jaguar.
to say, are you?
They look the same, don't they? So
Yeah, they
You
don't.
can't say that.
No.
they do, though.
All right, okay, another question. What is the best body style? Full stop. If you had to choose one body style for the rest of your life, and everyone as well, get involved in the comments. Let us know and have a think. Best body style, Jack, go.
Coupe.
Gareth,
Come back to me in a sec. I'm
Ethan?
thinking.
Touring event.
I'm with you on that. I would go for an estate every single time over anything else. Gareth, you have no more time.
I'm just thinking, it's breaking my
Okay,
brain. I
Gareth has
can't
gone
just
for
choose one.
cabriolet.
I was actually thinking of the E46 M3 Cabriolet.
No. We're
at that
talking
point in time.
Evoque cabriolet. That's your decision. That is your ultimate dream car. Anyway, let's now
I
move
don't
it on.
remember even agreeing to this.
We're going to move it on now to a third car story, and I'm going to read this out. And this is submitted by Martin. Quite a short one here. Hi guys, I'm a police officer in Glasgow and have been for a few years. Shall I carry on with a Glaswegian accent?
Try.
It's not going to be
One
about someone
summer's
lying
evening,
the road.
I was on shift when... No, that's Irish.
Like Northern
Scottish,
Irish.
Scottish. All right, Scottish. One summer's evening, I was on shift when a housebreaking in progress came over the radio. I and every available officer raced towards the house. Whilst blue lighting it to the house, an update was broadcast over the radio, and the suspects had made off, and a full-scale manhunt was on. Taggart, there's been a murder.
I actually don't know what's happened in the story so
Okay.
far.
I don't even understand what you said.
I'll say it again because it was too perfect. One summer's evening, I was on shift when a house break-in in progress came over the radio. I and every available officer raced towards the house. Whilst blue lighting it to the house, an update was broadcast over the radio that the suspects had made off and a full-scale manhunt was on. I was driving at a considerable speed with the blue lights and sirens screaming, and as I continued along the road, a car shot out from a left-hand side road. Before I even had the chance to brake, my vehicle T-boned the car at around 50 miles an hour, and I saw the passenger be ejected from the passenger window onto the road. Poor guy. But it continues. I exited the police vehicle full of adrenaline and ran over to the passenger to find him wearing a balaclava and still in possession of the stolen items he'd just stolen. Turns out it was the little thieves who had just broken into the house, and I couldn't believe my luck. Not only were the 2 occupants arrested, but the idiot driver used his own car on false plates, which I managed to write off. It was a great day, and the poor victim received all her stolen jewellery back. Love the channel. What a story that is.
That is
Story.
unbelievable.
Can you imagine seeing
Brilliant
someone
timing.
be ejected from a passenger window? That must be so surreal.
The chances of hitting the person you're after as well.
I hope he went and bought a lottery ticket after that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Wow. What's his name? Martin. Wow, that is...
That is a great story.
I do like the lingo. I'm going to start scroll up a bit. What did he say? So whilst blue lighting it.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I'm
so-
feeling really hungry. I'm going to have to blue light it to Tesco.
Yeah. I'm going to blue light it everywhere.
I'm gonna blue light-
everything that I ride or drive.
I'm gonna- yeah,
blue
I'm
light
gonna-
it.
Blue light. Right?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's just bleep that word.
Do you reckon he took credit for it as well? Because it's obviously it's total accident and luck that this has happened.
Yeah,
his
he
boss
just
like,
outed it.
good work, Martin. Yeah, you've cracked this case. Like, yes, boss.
But I
No,
wonder.
it would be a boss.
You bastard. How do you get ejected from a window? Do you like?
Well, if he was coming
body
that way
shape.
and then the car went that way, it just pushes the car.
So you just get
and then
folded over through the window.
the human just stays in one position but gets ejected. If you're not wearing a seatbelt, you're gonna have a bad time, right?
Jesus. So that's not going to buff out, is it?
Let's assume that the robber is okay. He got ejected. He wasn't harmed.
He was
let's-
wearing an inflatable airbag.
Let's say he landed it Did a flip out the window, landed, ran off.
Or like that bottle trick.
yeah.
Very good. Okay. Thank you very much, Martin, for that final story. And that now concludes the Car Throttle podcast. I hope that you've all enjoyed listening to other people's stories and us ranting on. And hopefully it's going to inspire you to email us your tales, unpopular opinions, and anything you want to get off your chest. Let us know by emailing carstories@carthrottle.com. As for us, you can find me on Instagram. Just hit 200,000 followers.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell us that.
I should tell you again.
Well,
Actually,
congratulations.
if everyone follows me on Instagram, you'll see that it's real. @AutoAlex.
I'm Jack W. Joy.
I'm at Ethan Smale, and you can follow Car Throttle at Car Throttle. DM us all your stories, unpopular opinions, and shit boxes. We're getting a lot of them, but we need more
We are.
because they're great.
They are. Gareth, you need to shout yourself out.
Oh yeah, and I'm Gareth R. Potter, and I'm out of here.
Oh, no, not yet, because we haven't quite finished. Gareth, while you're here,
hell.
any final words for the audience?
I get
This
the
is
final
quite-
say.
You
I
do.
don't know if I can. I don't know if I can bet the last one though. Is the problem.
Oh, yeah, you went all emotional.
Well,
Yeah,
don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
This sums up life, doesn't it?
Let's have a think. I've noticed after lockdown, people are driving terribly on the roads. There's a lot of speeding, a lot of overtaking, a lot of almost people crashing into each other. So that brings me back to don't be a dick.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people really impatient at roundabouts, which brings me back to don't be a dick. Chill out. So quite frankly, same advice goes out.
Yeah.
Be patient. Like we all want to live, we all want to get home alive. So don't be a dick.
Very good final words. And from me as well, I've just got to go back to the Mustang thing because it's really robbing me of sleep as well. Anything like a fundraiser or charity, if you don't intend to see it through or don't intend to pay money, then please just don't waste everyone's time because we've all got lives to live. And, for Kim and her family, we're all trying to do the right thing here. So please also try and do the right thing. Anyway, on that note, we will see you next time. I hope you have a great week. And thank you very much for watching and listening. Ethan, play us out. Da, 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 da. Oh, da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da. Bye-bye.